Flexitive is the fastest way to build high-quality animated HTML5 content, and today I'm going to show you how. Starting with a blank canvas, I'm going to show you how to activate your first sizes, animate your design, connect your design to a data feed for creating variations for different countries and languages, preview your design, and export your design. To get started, all you need to do is give your design a name and tap Create. Now, once you've created your design, you'll be able to choose from either a blank canvas for a fixed, responsive, or social design, or you can jump into a template provided by Flexitive. Today, I'm just going to jump into a responsive blank canvas. From here, you can choose the size that you'd like to start building in. I'm going to jump into a 1x1. Now, after selecting the 1x1, I'm going to quickly upload some assets that I'm going to be using today. So I'll just grab a couple assets that I've pre-selected here and just drag and drop them into the Assets panel. Once those have loaded in, you can simply drag and drop them onto the canvas to start building. If you'd like to make an element a background layer, you can simply jump into the Layers panel, then drag and drop it onto the canvas background. This will extend it to completely fill the canvas for you. From here, you can add any number of assets to the canvas in exactly the same way. Simply drag and drop, and then resize to fit to the canvas as you need. Do this again for this adaptive bean call to action, or my logo. And then the final asset that I'm going to add is some text. To do this, just click Add Text on the left-hand side. Once the text box is added to the canvas, you can simply double-click into it to access the text itself if you'd like to make edits. So I'll make this say Celebrate Coffee. And then from here, if you'd like to change the font, the styling, the font size, you can do that all for this text box in this panel here. For now, I'm going to change my font to Roboto, which is a standard free Google font. Change its styling to be light. Set it to be white colored. And center it. Quickly resize the text to fit a little bit better to this canvas. And now with all the assets uploaded, I'm going to simply hold Control and select all my elements at once. From here, if I'd like to align these elements, I can align them to either the canvas or as a group using these alignment options. For now, I'm just going to align them all to the center of the canvas. Now, with my first size built, I'm going to jump into the Animation panel and click Start Animating. From here, I'm going to be given my first frame of animation with every single element in my design set to hide by default. I'm going to want to change this quickly, so I'm going to select the background and set it to show. On the same frame, I'm going to set my Adaptive Bean logo to show with a fade in animation. I'll add a new frame, and then in the second frame, I'll set my coffee cup to puffin. In a final third frame, I'm going to select both my Celebrate Coffee and Adaptive Bean call to action and set them both to show with a fade in animation. If I'd like to preview this, I can just select the first frame and tap Play. Now that I've built my first size, I'm going to jump back out to the All Sizes view and start activating the rest of the sizes in my design. So to do so, I'll just tap in at the top of this panel here, All, and then to activate a new size, click on it here. Now, by default, Flexitive is going to adapt the existing layout into this new 3x2. For this size in particular, I want to jump in and make a couple quick edits to the design. So I'll just click on it to enter, and then make the necessary adjustments to the design. So I'm just going to quickly resize and reposition the elements on the canvas as necessary. Now that I'm happy with that size, I can return back out to the All Sizes view and activate new sizes just by clicking on them. Now, as you go along, you may want to jump into sizes and continue to make small adjustments. I'm going to do that here with this 3x1 and just quickly adjust the size and position of the different elements on the canvas here to fit a little bit better to this aspect ratio. There we go. Jump back out to the all sizes view. And as you can see, as I activate more and more sizes, Flexitive is able to pull from these new sizes to create the new layouts. Now, as you go and give Flexitive more information, it will be better able to adjust the size to these new sizes as I activate. Create a slightly different layout for this 6x1. Then jump back out and activate the 7x1 and 8x1. From here, I'm going to move on to some full screen sizes. And exactly the same process. All you need to do to activate a new size is simply click on it. We'll do some portrait sizes as well. We'll activate 3x4. And once we get out to this 9x16, we may want to jump in and again make a couple very small edits. So I'm just going to adjust the size here. And then set this text to once again be stacked on 2 different layers. So like so. And just to be sure, I'm going to select all my elements and align to the center of the canvas again. Go back out to my all sizes view. Activate my 9x8.5. Do some in-page portrait sizes as well. And again, these can be activated simply by clicking on them. Once I'm happy with the different responsive sizes that I've created, I can jump over and activate some fixed sizes as well, just by simply clicking fixed. You may see a warning modal. If you do want to move over to the fixed sizes, you can just click yes, switch to a new size type. And then same as before, activating a new size is done just by clicking on it. You can also search for a size if you'd like. So for example, if I wanted to activate a 970 by 250, you can just search by 970 and any size that matches that criteria will show up. You can also search by height if you want to narrow it down further. Do that for a handful more sizes. So we'll do a 728 by 90. Then we'll jump over to some full screen sizes. You can activate a 480 by 320. Move over to portrait. I can activate a 360 by 480. And then we'll do some in-page portrait sizes as well. We can get a couple of these standard sizes here, as well as this 320 by 480. So by starting with that responsive design, I can very quickly activate a wide variety of different fixed sizes. At this point, if I'd like to create a preview, I simply save my design, jump over to preview, and then I can choose to either preview my fixed or responsive designs using this preview page. If I just tap this preview button here, it's going to create a preview page that I can then send across to anyone, whether they're a Flexitive client or not, to review the design. So now that I've built out this animated HTML5 design, I'm going to show you how to connect it to a data feed for your HTML5 variations. So to start, I'm just going to close down this preview page, then save and exit my design. Now, once I've saved and exited my design, I'm going to jump over to the admin panel that I currently have open. And you can see that I've got the data feeds tab already opened up here. Now, in this design, I haven't uploaded any data feeds yet, but I can either upload a new data feed file or add a file from a URL. For today, I'm just going to select Upload New Data Feed File, and then tap Upload here to select a file to upload. Now, with Flexitive, you can use either an Excel file, a CSV, or an XML. Today, I'm just using a simple Excel file. I'm going to tap Next, and then I'm going to provide a name. So we'll call this Adaptive Bean Celebrate Coffee Campaign. Just tap Submit. And once it's uploaded, you'll see it appears here, and you'll get a green toast at the top letting you know the upload is completed. To give you an idea of what we're working with here, I've actually got this data feed open in a separate tab over here, just so you can take a quick look. This includes, you can see the product that's going to be showcased in each one of the different variations. I have a total of 20 different variations created, an image for the product image for each version, and then some different text. And you can see that the text has been translated to 4 different languages for 4 different countries. I have for 3 different countries, sorry, for the United States, Canada, and Germany. Now, by providing these with the FLX title, FLX country, FLX language, channel, and custom ID, in the future, when I actually generate this design, Flexitive is going to be able to use these different fields to actually populate the labels for my design, while using these fields here to actually update the content for my design. Now that I've got this uploaded, I'm going to jump back over to my Flexitive site and re-enter my design. Then from here, you can jump into any size you'd like to edit. So I'll just jump into the 3x2. And to connect something to a data feed, all you need to do is select the element that you'd like to connect. And then for an image, in the image settings panel, I'm going to turn dynamic design on. Now, to connect this to a specific data feed, you're going to select your feed. So in this case, we'll do Adaptive Bean Celebrate Coffee Campaign. And then choose which column you'd like to pull from. In this case, we'll do the image. Now you can do this for other elements as well, such as this Celebrate Coffee text. I'm going to jump into the Size and Position panel, turn Dynamic Design on. And then from here, same as before, the feed's already going to be selected for me. I'm just going to choose my column. We'll do text, and you can see it replaces with Celebrate Coffee. Now, while this is going to look and feel the same, and you're going to see this get applied across all of your elements, the main difference between this and what you usually would work with in Flexitive is that these elements have now been connected to that feed, so that when I go back out to my Flexitive folders, there's now going to be, under this More section, a Generate option. And by tapping Generate, Flexitive is going to automatically pull from the data feed that I've connected this design through to create those 20 different designs. Now, this may take a minute or two for it to complete all the designs, but once this is done, I will have variations with different images and different text for every single file. You'll also see that every single one of these designs has the custom identifier field, as well as you can see in here the country, language, and channel fields automatically populated based on the content that I put in that data feed for those different fields. This is important because I'm going to be using it later to make it so that when I export my file, it's able to use a naming convention based on those different design names. Now from here, for example, if I wanted to jump into this cold brew, I'll just click on this example here. We're going to see that the design will load up in the preview on the right. This is now being built using a slightly different set of text, as well as a different hero image for the design. Now, if I was to jump into this design to export, all of the images that I had set through the data feed are going to be automatically uploaded to the Assets panel. So I can jump into the 3x2. And in the Assets panel for this design, you can now see that coffee cup also uploaded. From here, if I'd like to export my design, I just simply choose whether I want fixed or responsive. I'll start with fixed here. Then from here, if I'd like to export for an ad server, I'm going to choose, just for example, DCM today. I am able to click Export My Design, and Flexitive is going to automatically package all of the information required to serve this design into one zip package with all these different design variations, making it really easy for me to then take these files and traffic them through, in this case, double-click Campaign Manager or whichever ad server you need to use. You can open up that zip file and take a look at the individual sizes, and you can see that each one of these this file has actually been exported with a naming convention specific to the design. You can see this actually pulled from that custom ID field. We have Canada, French, ABCC02, which if we jump back over to our data feed from before, you can see is exactly this file here. That's everything I was looking to show you with Flexitive Campaign today, taking a design from a blank canvas and showing you how to build that across a wide variety of sizes, as well as creating variations for different languages and countries. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out either via the contact support widget at the top of Flexitive or emailing us at support@flexitive.com. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and share this video, and feel free to subscribe to or follow Flexitive on your favorite social networks.